Hey y'all, I am Venom Wolf. Today I'll be telling you about suicide. Have you ever wondered what suicide even is? Well, you might have not heard of it, but you've probably heard of it. As most people know what suicide is. Suicide means to self-threat or harm yourself. If I ask myself, what is suicide? Well, suicide is basically a self-harm to yourself, a self-death, such as trying to hurt yourself in some sort of fire. But suicide is the worst thing you can ever do, and never ever suicide. And we always stop suicide. But potentially, you should potentially never suicide. It is a self-threat, and it leads to death. It's the thing you're gonna kill yourself. So, what exactly is suicide? Well, I researched, and I noticed that suicide means to threaten self-harm yourself online. It's online, such as online suicide or in-person suicide. I just don't know what suicide is. What happens if I feel like suiciding myself? Well, let's say you just have a buddy who just bullies you all the time, and buddies always bully you, but doesn't give you a right to ever suicide. Stop the suicide. Don't grab a knife and go hurt yourself, because that makes things typically worse. And suicide is bad. You can talk to someone like your mom, dad, brother. I talked to Jackson. Suicide is just bad. You should never ever suicide. Never do it. No suicide. Don't say I'm gonna kill myself. Never say that. Never suicide. Stop suicide. We never want this in our thing. Because if you suicide, you go to the hospital. You know what they put you in? A pickle suit. And then you have to wear a helmet, and then you can't much do anything, but you have nothing under your pants. And the doctor always tells you you can't suicide. Don't suicide at all. Even if someone makes you mad, don't suicide. You feel like it, then you can talk to someone. But just don't kill yourself, and then you'll never come back to life. How, bye y'all. How. That's all from Venom Wolf. That's all from Venom Wolf's tips and tricks. What happens if you feel like suicide? Well, talk to someone. Talk to a family member. Talk to somebody in your house that you think is trustable. Like, I could talk to my brother Jackson if I feel like suicide. But you're never alone. Write things in your book that can make you extremely mad. Don't go ahead and hurt yourself. That's all for today's video. Bye. How from Venom Wolf Tips and Tricks. How.